Okay, as I start to share this new rest and restore protocol, I just wanted to put together a video that would help us to think about how do we differentiate or choose between the safe and sound protocol and the rest and restore protocol. Now, ultimately, I'm still learning about the rest and restore, but ultimately, it's going to end up probably being that both are really supportive for people as sort of like a holistic way to increase both exteroception, which is your connection with the outside world via your senses, so for sensory sensitivity, and via interpersonal relationships, so that co-regulation or social engagement system, which is the focus of the safe and sound protocol, and the interoception, which is your body's ability to regulate its digestion, heart rate, breathing rate, hormones, sleep cycles, all of those things, which is what the rest and restore is focused on. So both of those things are super important to humans and are a really nice, like holistic, well-rounded way to support the vagus nerve. But generally speaking, that's how we're going to choose where we start. For some people, it may be that that social engagement and the sensory sensitivities are so interrupting their ability to be in the world that we want to start with the SSP. If you're a person who really struggles to go to the grocery store, feels like everyone's going to attack you, really isolates in terms of interacting with other humans, again, feels like there's a ton of interpersonal difficulties, feel very victimized by the world and circumstances and people. Or if you're a person who's just like so sensory overwhelmed that, or overstimulated that leads to a lot of shutdown and not being able to be out in the world and social, then I'm going to probably recommend the safe and sound protocol as a place to start. If alternatively, you're a person who's like, yeah, I really like being out in the world. I like being around other people. Maybe it's difficult, but that's not really my biggest focus. I'm not having a ton of sensory sensitivities. I'm not really freaked out by light or sounds. But I just can't kick my constipation, or I just cannot sleep. Or I am struggling with some autoimmune or chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic illness, any of those kind of things that like I've done all the doctors and I can't just find a solution for that, then I'm probably going to recommend you for starting with the RRP. And like I said, we may end up getting to the point where, if you increase your stability of your physiological functioning, those like main biological functionings of heart rate, digestion, and those endogenous cycles, sleep hormones, then you get all that shored up and you're feeling really good, then you may feel like you want to start looking at some of the social engagement or sensory stuff. And we may head over to the SSP. Vice versa, once you get that connection with the outside world a little bit firmed up and feel a little bit safer in your body, you may find that you want to sort of take a next step to look more into those physiological functions that may still be lingering, sleep and digestion, and chronic pain, illness stuff. So, again, none of it is like a cure all. And none of it's considered a standalone therapy. So, alongside both of them, we're really going to be focusing on how to support you as a human, so that you can set yourself up to do the self inquiry that really like finishes or completes the loop when we talk about why stress is present in our life. So stress is present in our life. We learn how to recognize it through that sensing of what's happening with the nervous system. We learn how to support it through introducing nervous system exercise, both in a regular resourcing way and in response to acute moments of stress. And then we complete that circle by offering self inquiry. What is this stress here to tell me? What am I needing to learn about my personal history, my ancestral history, my current circumstances that may want some change, or a sort of communication, or resolution in terms of excuse me, behavioral cognitive change. And that behavioral cognitive change behavioral or cognitive change that most of us are sort of like looking at wanting to target through something like therapy or EMDR, that can often be super limited or off the table when we're having either of these things. Like we can't find safety with another person, or our sensory overload is so intense, or our physical stuff is just so out of whack. So both the RRP and the SSP are going to support us in being able to access, that personal development, behavioral change that so many of us are looking for. So reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm excited to add this to what we have to support ourselves with, and looking forward to talking with you more about it.